Flashes of Eternity. Part 5. The New Dawn. The first thing that changed was the light. It was no longer flat and cold as before. Now it breathed. The sun seemed to listen to the world instead of merely illuminating it. I woke before dawn and walked to the sea. The waves shimmered softly. Where the horizon had once been straight, a gentle glowing mist now pulsed, moving as if a heart were beating within it. Lyrel came out after me. "He has returned," she said. I nodded. Yes, but not as power. As breath the world lived. Not as before. Birds sang new melodies unlike any ever heard. Grass grew overnight. Even shadows began to move slower, as if thinking. On the third day after dawn, strange things began happening in the cities. People said time was pausing, not from fear, but curiosity. Raindrops hung in the air, then scattered into light. Flowers bloomed at midnight. The world no longer followed its old rhythms. It was learning its own. Lyrel and I traveled to the capital. There, the mages had reopened the academy. Not to control, but to understand. Instead of ancient runes, they studied phenomena they called the breaths of reality. I entered the main hall. Glowing symbols covered the walls, alive, as if they were being written before our eyes. "These are new laws," one of the scholars said. "They appear by themselves. We only record them so they won't be forgotten." I looked at them and understood. This wasn't magic. The world was writing itself anew. That evening in the square, I saw a boy. He was about 10. In his hands, he held a shining sphere. Not a stone, not mere light, but a fragment of the sky. "Look," he said to his mother. It came by itself. She pulled her hand back in fear. "Don't touch it, it's dangerous." But the sphere did no harm. It simply dissolved into the air, leaving behind the scent of rain. I realized time no longer watched. It played, like a child touching its world for the first time. Later, when we returned home, Lyrel was quiet for a long time before she said, "Do you feel it?" "What?" "We're not aging anymore." I looked at my hands. No wrinkles, no fatigue. But it wasn't eternity either. Just a feeling of lightness, as if my body had finally become part of everything instead of its prisoner. "So Kai did leave us something," I said. "Or maybe he just allowed us to be ourselves." She looked at the sea. "But if the world is alive, it will make mistakes." "Yes. And who will guide it?" I stayed silent. There was no answer. That night, I saw Kai again, in a dream, but too vivid to be only that. He stood among the stars. "Are you satisfied?" he asked. "The world lives." "That's enough." "And you? Do you live?" I thought for a moment. "I don't know," he smiled. "Then maybe it's time to be who you once were. Not eternal, not a savior. A teacher." He held out his hand. In it lay a small mark, a spiral like a star's trace. This world doesn't need gods, but it needs those who remember the dream dissolved. I woke with that mark on my palm. In the morning, I showed it to Lyrel. She touched the symbol, and it glowed with a soft, golden light. "It's a call," she said. "He wants us to return to where it all began." "The academy?" She nodded. "The world is learning, but without memory, it could lose itself again." I looked toward the sunrise. The sun rose slowly, as if for the first time, and in its light, through the mist, the shapes of new cities, new mountains, new worlds appeared. "So another journey," I said. "Again," she replied. And as we walked down the road, the grass beneath our feet began to glow, not with magic, but with life. The academy stood in the same place, but it looked different. No towers, no marble, no symbols of power. Only living shapes, as if grown from the earth itself. The walls breathed. Patterns shimmered across them, shifting with the rhythm of the wind. We stood at the gates, and Lyrel whispered, "You can still hear the echo here." I nodded. It didn't disappear. It just softened. When we entered, students met us, young, alive, their eyes full of light. No one bowed, no one spoke of titles. They simply smiled. "You came because of the call?" one of them asked. "Yes," I replied. "It led us here." Then follow us. The teacher is waiting. Leorel and I exchanged glances. The teacher? Yes, he says you were the ones who lit the first flame. We stepped into the great hall. Instead of a stone throne, a vast glowing dome filled the space. Beneath it stood a young man. In his eyes, stars, silver ones. I knew him. Not at once, but with certainty. Kai? He smiled. Or what remains of him? Time no longer needs a body, but I left a part of myself here to guide those who listen. Leorel stepped closer. The world has changed, but it's still learning. Yes, he said softly, his voice like the sound of grass in the wind. And now it needs not gods, but memory. I looked to the walls. Across them, slowly, images appeared. Not paintings, not illusions, but memories. Fragments of the old world, the academy, the wars, the ruins, our faces. The students stood in silence, holding their breath. Someone whispered, "Was this real? Is this us before the world awoke?" Lyra looked at me. Do we tell them the truth? I was silent. Everything inside me screamed, no, let them live without that burden. Yet I felt, without memory, the light would go blind. I took a step forward. This is history, I said. Not a legend. Not a warning. Just the memory that even light was once darkness. The silence lingered for a long time. Then one of the students said quietly, "Then we won't be afraid of it." We stayed in the academy for several days. The students showed us their discoveries. They didn't wield magic. They spoke to the world. Fire ignited when they shared warmth. Water flowed faster when someone sang. The world responded, not to command, but to feeling. They found a new language, Leorel said that evening. No runes, no power, just resonance. Maybe that's how it was always meant to be, I answered. When it came time to leave, Kai appeared again. Not as a man, but as a gentle, even light. You've done all you needed to do, he said. Now, just live. And the memory? I asked. It will stay here, in those who learn to listen to the light. He faded away, and upon the dome of the academy, new words began to glow. The light belongs to no one. It simply remembers. As we walked back, the wind carried the sound of children's laughter and the scent of spring. Lyrael said, "Do you think it ends here?" I smiled. Light doesn't end. It only changes shape. She looked at the sky, where new stars were rising above the horizon. Not the ones we knew, but others, born of this world. Then, she said, let this time be without pain. Let it, I replied. And if not, we'll remember why there was light at all. At first, it was just a rustle, the wind passing through the fields. But in it, something more, like a breath, as if the earth itself was trying to speak words we had not yet learned to understand. I stopped at the edge of a cliff where sea met sky. Beneath my feet, the ground pulsed softly, as if a heart was beating deep below. Do you feel it too? Lyrael asked. I nodded. The world is speaking. We've just been silent too long to hear the answer. That night, no one slept. The earth sang. The waves glowed from within. The trees bent as though listening. The mountains trembled, not in fear, but in awakening. And then the voice came. No sound, no form. Only presence, speaking straight into the mind. It felt like memory, older than any remembering. I have awakened. I felt everything breathe in one rhythm. Air, light, dust, even time, all became one body. You are not my children. You are my dreams. You are how I tried to understand myself. Lyrael fell to her knees, tears in her eyes. She's not angry, she whispered. She's grateful. I stepped forward. What happens now? Now I will learn to be silence, and you will learn to be light at dawn. All became still. The earth stopped speaking, but now every step carried warmth. Every breath, a whisper of life. The world hadn't changed on the outside. It had changed within. Magic vanished as a force, but remained as a feeling. People built cities again, not above nature, but with it. Trees became homes, rivers became roads, and the sky, a mirror of what we held inside. Years passed, The academy still stood, no longer a place of learning but of remembrance. Everyone who came left a piece of themselves, in a song, a breath, a word. I often returned there, sometimes with Liorel, sometimes alone. We would sit by the lake, where the stars reflected, the same ones that had watched since the beginning. "Do you think it all meant something?" she asked once. I looked at the water. "I think meaning is what remains when everything else is gone." She smiled softly. "Then I suppose it's still here." As the sun set, a new star appeared in the sky. Small, but bright. I felt the air tremble and whispered, "Thank you." The earth replied with a gentle breeze. Not a voice, not a word, just presence. And I understood. Everything that once died beneath the stars now lives within them.